close your eyes and think about the last time you said you'd do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow came and you still didn't do it. And it was not because you forgot, but it was because starting felt heavy. Procrastination weighs on every single one of us super heavy, right? And we procrastinate not because we're lazy, but most of the time it's because we're scared to fail, or we might think we're not good enough. But the truth is, procrastination not only delays progress, but it ends up making us feel stressed out. It makes us feel regretful. It overall starts to make us feel way more negative than we would have felt if we just got up and did what we said we wanted to do. Procrastination is the number one thing that hinders us from succeeding, right? And you're not alone in procrastination. I guarantee you that everybody you meet procrastinated at some point within that day. I really had to sit back, take a look in the mirror, reflect, and say, man, what are some of the things that I can change within my life that'll help reduce the amount of procrastination that I experience on a day-to-day basis? Because we can never eliminate procrastination. It's impossible. There's too many distractions, but we can do plenty of things to help us minimize procrastination as much as possible. So the goal of this video is honestly to share some of the tips that I've found that helps me stop procrastinating on a day-to-day basis. And hopefully it can help you stop procrastinating as well, and we can both start to achieve the dreams that we want to achieve. The first thing I implemented into my life to stop procrastinating is the 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule is a promise that I make to myself that every single day I'm going to work on something for 2 minutes, right? And I don't have to finish that project that I start, but all I have to do is promise I'm going to work on it for 2 minutes. So for example, every day I told myself I'm going to work on YouTube for at least 2 minutes a day. I don't have to finish what I start, but I need to at least work on it some every single day, right? So on Monday, I make thumbnails. On Tuesday, I come up with ideas on what I'm going to talk about in my video. I make a little bit of my script. On Wednesday, I may do a little bit of recording, and on Thursday, I might do a little editing. But every single day, I'm at least working 2 minutes on a goal that I set for myself. Over an extended amount of time implementing this 2-minute rule into my life, I found myself creating habits, right? Now, every Monday, I'm instantly thinking, man, I should be working on thumbnails for myself. And then on Tuesday, I'm thinking, I should be working on editing. And once I get into editing, guess what? I often find myself working way more than 2 minutes. But if I don't do more than 2 minutes, it's okay, because I'm constantly making slow and steady steps to achieving my goals. Right? So the number one thing to help yourself stop procrastinating is implementing small things that help you create daily habits that then lead to you achieving those long-term goals. The second thing I implemented into my life to prevent procrastination is taking big goals and breaking them down into smaller tasks. For instance, I had a goal of losing 10 pounds, right? But every single one of us know that we're not going to lose 10 pounds instantly and in a week, right? So the first thing I did is I set a timeline. I wanted to lose 10 pounds in 4 months. Next, I broke down that bigger task into even smaller tasks. I thought to myself, what's going to help me lose 10 pounds in 4 months, right? The first thing I thought of was my diet. So I then stopped focusing on losing the 10 pounds and I started focusing on what can I eat in order to lose weight. And then I broke that down to even smaller things. Okay, so what causes me to gain weight and what causes me to lose weight? And I broke that down into, all right, so every day I'm going to learn a little bit more about habits such as how many calories should I be eating a day? How much exercise should I do a day? And how each exercise is going to affect me in my big overarching goal of losing 10 pounds. So that overarching goal became smaller and smaller tasks that I can achieve every single day. So now daily task for me is, okay, how many calories did I eat? How much water did I drink? What type of exercises did I do? Did I exercise? Did I eat right? And was my calorie count matching up to what it was supposed to be? So I was able to stop procrastinating because I was constantly achieving small goals daily, which led to me being proud of myself because I was getting closer and closer to my overarching goal, which made it easier for me to do it daily and not procrastinate. The third thing I implemented in my life was removing distractions. You never realize how much you love your phone until you decide that you want to sit down and actually work on one of your goals you set for today. Like, my phone never looked so attractive to me until I sit down and I decide, oh, it's time for me to make YouTube videos. Guess what? Now, the first thing I think is, I got 3 minutes to scroll on Facebook. Or the next thing I think is, I haven't called my friend all day. Maybe I should call and check up on him. And I found myself realizing I did those things because I wanted to avoid the hard tasks like working on YouTube and editing. And I fell right into the trap of procrastinating because that was the easy thing to do. So the best thing to do is just take every single thing that you know that's going to distract you and get rid of them. Take them out of your work environment. Put them somewhere that you know they're not going to be easy to access until you're done achieving the goal that you set for yourself that day. The fourth thing I implemented in my life was a phrase: momentum over motivation. This phrase easily intertwines with my goal of taking large ideas and breaking them down into smaller tasks. So I realized that once I achieve a small goal, it makes me more likely to move on to the second task and achieve that, and then move on to the third task and achieve that as well. And it just turns into this big snowball of momentum, right? When I first record a video, I think to myself, man, that was kind of exciting. I had a lot of fun. Maybe I should move on to editing. And when I edit it and I look back and I say, I really like how that video turned out, maybe I should go ahead and upload that video. All those small tasks creates momentum in my life, and it makes me feel kind of excited about what I'm doing because I see myself succeeding, and it just rolls into something bigger and bigger and bigger. And one thing that I learned that I had to stop doing was waiting on motivation, right? I used to sit around and try to think about ideas and wait till some special idea drop down and hit me in the head before I started to make a video. That doesn't work, right? You gotta have those disciplined plans that turns into small tasks, that turns into momentum driver, that keep you moving forward until ultimately you achieve that thing that you set out to achieve. So look, procrastination, it really doesn't rule my life anymore. Sometimes I fall into the procrastination trap irregularly throughout my day, but as soon as I see myself starting to procrastinate, I follow on those plans that I've created in order to instill discipline in my life. And hopefully, if you follow these 4 tips, implement it into your life, you can start getting away from that procrastination that you find yourself falling into. And if you have other tips and strategies that you want to share with other people, drop them down in the comments and tell them how you prevent yourself from procrastinating. And also, if you like videos like this, watch this one as well.